Chapter 1 Rebirth. I can't believe I've traveled across the world. Inside the cluttered room, Chu Mo couldn't help but sigh after absorbing the memories in his mind. He was not from this world, but from Earth. In the year 2050, a meteorite struck the Earth while spreading an unknown virus, causing the vast majority of people around the globe to be infected as zombies, and the civilization that mankind was so proud of collapsed in an instant. Zombies were rampant and order was destroyed. Chu Mo, on the other hand, fell in a zombie wave in the 5th year of the zombie outbreak. At the last moment before his death, the scene of the zombies pouncing on him and tearing at his body was still clearly visible. He could even clearly recall the pain of the muscles being torn down as the zombies gnawed on his flesh. It's good that I'm still alive. Lowering his head and looking at this body, Chu Mo sincerely felt elated. Through his memories, he learned that this was a teenager with the same name as him. This world, however, was far more dangerous than the Earth of the zombie outbreak. In the year 2200 of the Blue Star era, many spatial cracks appeared in various parts of the globe, from which countless powerful ferocious beasts emerged. In the face of these beasts, mankind intended to use nuclear bombs, but found that a mysterious substance appeared in the air, which was able to destroy electronic equipment, making powerful strategic weapons ineffective. Humans can only rely on the most basic weapons to fight back. But how can this be a match for the Fae? Powerful foreign beasts could burn mountains and boil the sea, and their bodies were so hard that bullets could not be effective at all. For a time, I don't know how many human cities were bloodied. However, as time passed, some humans discovered that they were able to absorb the mysterious substances that were free in the air, thus transforming themselves and gaining extraordinary strength. Such a discovery instantly made humans ecstatic. After the tireless research of human scientists, they finally researched such a mysterious substance clearly, and named it Yuan Qi. Absorbing Yuan Qi would allow humans to break the shackles of their physical bodies and master transcendent powers. And such a person was called a martial artist. Only, not everyone can absorb Yuan Qi. To embark on the path of a martial artist, one must possess talent, and the higher the talent, the higher the ceiling and potential for future growth. And without talent, one could only become an ordinary person for the rest of one's life. But even so, relying on the talents awakened in a small number of people, humans still gradually grew up, fighting against ferocious beasts and, in the middle of the wasteland, building a survival base. What an unfortunate yet fortunate world. Chu Mo said softly. In his world, in the face of the zombie outbreak, humans hadn't awakened any abnormal abilities, and in the face of the horrifying zombies, personal power was extremely small. In comparison, this world was much luckier. Only, this body doesn't have any talent. Chu Mo lowered his head and looked at the delicate palm, revealing a touch of gravity on his face. The era where ferocious beasts were rampant was filled with crises. The only way for humans to survive was to rely on martial artists. Even with the lowest level of talent, one could embark on the path of a martial artist. But without any talent, in such an era, there was no doubt that one was not even qualified to survive. It was because the original master knew that he had no talent for cultivation that he gave up on himself and eventually died. He was able to let Chu Mo occupy his body. Ka-ching. Just as Chu Mo recalled his memories in his mind, suddenly the sound of the door opening rang out. Afterward, a silhouette was seen pushing the door in. She was about 17 or 18 years old, with a tall figure, delicate appearance, a head of black hair draped over her shoulders, and she had fallen out of the pavilion, but the only deficiency was that her temperament was a bit cold. When she saw Chu Mo, she only faintly said, "I'm back." Afterwards, he put the things on hand on the table, and then returned to his own house. During this period, did not say anything else to Chu Mo, did not even look at him more than once. Looking at the other party's tightly closed room door, Chu Mo's heart was somewhat stunned. But immediately, a stream of memories surged in his mind. Chen Shiwei. It was the daughter of the original owner. Chu Mo's parents' best friend. Both families are martial artists. Because of a beast tide formed a deep friendship, thus maintaining a friendship, the relationship is so good that at that time, Chu Mo and Chen Shiwei were only 2 or 3 years old children, will be fixed doll marriage. Just 2 years ago, Chen Shiwei's parents invited the original owner's parents to go out exploring, but as a result, both fell. Such a huge blow immediately let the original owner some cannot accept. So much so that he always thought that Chen Shiwei's parents had killed his parents, and even brought up hatred towards Chen Shiwei. This kind of hatred was said to be somewhat unprovoked. Furthermore, in the memories that Chu Mo had obtained, ever since the parents of both families had fallen, Chen Shiwei had even moved into Chu Mo's home in order to take care of him, taking care of him. More critically, when Chu Mo was detected to have no cultivation talent, while Chen Shiwei possessed excellent martial arts qualifications, she still did not give up even in order to allow Chu Mo to have the talent to cultivate. She repeatedly risked great danger to go out of the base to hunt ferocious beasts, hoping to be able to find a way for Chu Mo to change his talent. Every time she came back, she would bring back the meat of the ferocious beasts that she had hunted so hard and let Chu Mo eat it, hoping that she could subconsciously improve his physique. Even if there was still no way to cultivate in the end, at the very least, he would be better than an ordinary person's strength. But alas, the original owner had been ungrateful. He even repeatedly called Chen Shiwei to his face as the murderer who killed his parents, and was very hateful towards him. This also led to the fact that although the two were living together, they did not have any substantial progress, and the relationship even became more and more tense, truly being in a blessed place and not knowing the blessings. Recalling his complete memories, Chu Mo lamented in his heart. He came from the post-apocalyptic wasteland of the latter days, and naturally understood how profound the meaning of not leaving one another was under such circumstances. Especially since Chen Shiwei not only had peerless looks, but even had excellent cultivation talent, almost one in the sky and one on the ground with the original owner. Of course, as an onlooker, he was also not qualified to critique other people's lives. However, since I have occupied your body, then from now on, I am Chu Mo. I will replace you and live a good life. He thought silently in his heart. Even though this body didn't have any cultivation talent, life, it always had to go on. No matter what, it was still good to live one more time. Chu Mo felt a little hungry, so he planned to go make some rice. Just when his gaze swept over the corpse of the ferocious beast that Chen Shiwei had brought back on the table, he suddenly froze. The pupils in his eyes even contracted dramatically. Under his gaze, he saw that on the corpse of the ferocious beast in front of him, there was a line of illusory handwriting. Target, Grade 1 Medium Fierce Beast Purple Lightning Sable. Collectible. Whether or not to collect? Chapter 2, Absorbing Thunder Attribute Talent, 3,000 pounds of strength. Is this a golden finger? Or is it my hidden talent? Looking at the illusory line of handwriting in front of him, Chu Mo did not panic, but calmly analyzed it. After struggling for 5 years in the post-apocalyptic world, and experiencing such things as crossing over and being reborn, he had long since developed a mindset of being calm in the face of great events. The handwriting surfaced on this ferocious beast, so why was it not seen on Chen Shiwei's body before? Could it be that it only has an effect on ferocious beasts, or? He looked at the corpse of the purple lightning ferret in front of him, his eyes condensed, and he murmured, "It can only be collected on corpses?" There was too little information known right now for Chu Mo to come up with an exact result. But no matter what, the appearance of this talent or golden finger was always a good thing. Chu Mo still planned to test it out. Thinking of this, he then came directly in front of the purple lightning sable, stretched out his hand, pointed at the ferocious beast's corpse, and silently chanted, "Gather." The moment the words fell, he saw a palm generated by a ball of golden light suddenly emerge from Chu Mo's hand and grabbed towards the corpse of the purple lightning ferret. By the time it came back again, a purple circular arc of electricity had been added to the golden hand. Acquisition successful. Acquired secondary thunder attribute talent. Please ask if it's fused? Surprisingly, it was a thunder attribute talent. Chu Mo immediately revealed a look of surprise. Ever since mankind discovered that they could absorb the yuan qi in the heavens and earth to transform themselves, after so many years of groping and development, a perfect system had long been established. Normally, the physique that a martial artist could awaken did not have any attributes. It was just the basic weak, inferior, lower, medium, and higher. And in addition to the physique, there were still talents. Talent in addition to having the same effect as the physique, but also can make the martial artist innate can be on a certain attribute affinity. For example, the most basic 5 elements of earth, water, gold, fire, wood attributes, there are wind, thunder, light and other talents. If one could master a certain talent, one could have an affinity for it, and have the added power of the talent attribute when making a move. The earth attribute could make defense and even strength strong. The wind attribute will undoubtedly make a person have the talent of lightness and swiftness. Even if the attribute talent is strong, there is also a chance to awaken the talent treasure art. There is no doubt. Being able to awaken a talent would make a martial artist more powerful than a martial artist of the same realm who only had a physique. And the inferior thunder attribute talent that Chu Mo had collected at the moment would enable him to possess the attribute of mastering thunder and lightning. Fusion. Without the slightest hesitation, Chu Mo directly then chose to fuse. Rumble. It was like a thunderbolt from a clear sky. An arc of electricity suddenly roared and exploded from within his body, then quickly traveled throughout his body. Wherever it passed by, the muscles and bones were all roaring along with it, as if they were being broken and reorganized. Boundless pain struck his heart. However, Chu Mo gritted his teeth and held on without saying a word. Good thing. This pain came and went quickly. A few moments later, all the pain fell like a tidal wave and was replaced by a sense of relief. In the heart area, there was even a drum-like rumbling sound. With every beat, a majestic and incomparable qi and blood could be generated, surging to all the limbs and bones at the same time. A subtle purple arc of electricity even appeared on the skin's exterior, traveling throughout the entire body. It was only after a full moment that all the vision stopped. Chu Mo, who ended all of this, immediately stretched out his palm. With a movement of his mind. On his palm, a purple arc of electricity emerged. It's done. Chu Mo's face was covered in sweat, but he couldn't hide the joy in his heart. Let's see how strong I am now. After fusing the lightning attribute talent, Chu Mo could feel that his strength had changed drastically, so he couldn't wait to experience it. Chen Shiwei was a martial artist and often needed to exercise, so there was a specialized practice room in the house. In the practicing room, in addition to some training equipment, there was also a strength testing machine. The whole thing looked like a stone monument, about 2 meters high or so, and there was a digital display screen at the very top. This was not an electronic device, but a machine powered by yuan power. The value was very high. Generally speaking, only powerful martial artists could afford it. And because Chen Shiwei was valued by the academy due to her high talent, she was specially assigned a private exclusive use. At this moment, on the strength testing machine, there was still a line of numbers left. 8,365 pounds. This strength testing machine is the initial grade. The highest limit value is 10,000 jin for an average beginner martial artist realm. Chen Shiwei is surprisingly already able to hit more than 8,000 jin. I think it's not far from the martial artist realm. Seeing this line of numbers, Chu Mo's eyes stared. No wonder Chen Shiwei was able to be valued by the school and hailed as a martial genius. Martial artists were categorized into the realms of martial apprentice, martial artist, martial master, and grand master. To be able to enter the martial artist realm before the age of 20 was already a high level of talent. And Chen Shiwei was only 17 years old, and was already on the verge of touching the threshold of a martial artist, which could be described as a high level of talent. I wonder how many kilograms of force I can hit. Chu Mo thought, and couldn't help but take a deep breath. Then he clenched his fist and violently blasted towards the machine in front of him. Boom! Accompanied by a slight tremor, the machine steeply lit up with light, and a line of numbers appeared. 1,527 pounds. Seeing this number, Chu Mo's face revealed a flash of surprise. This was still only just awakening his talent, and to already have this kind of strength just from his physical body could be considered terrifying. Next, try the effect after the lightning attribute enchantment. Chu Mo's eyes stared, silently mobilized the lightning power in his body, then raised his fist once again and fiercely struck over Pala. Accompanied by a fist lingering with a layer of purple electric arcs, it ruthlessly hit the machine. In an instant, the machine vibrated drastically, and the original number continued to soar, quickly breaking through the 3,000 mark. It was then completely fixed. 3,089 pounds. Seeing this line of numbers, Chu Mo couldn't help but see a bright light in front of his eyes. 3,000 pounds. This was already the strength of a mid-stage martial apprentice. The thunder attribute talent is truly terrifying. It only just awakened to 1,500 pounds, and after using the power of lightning, it almost doubled more than that. This is still only a secondary talent. If one is able to collect a lower, or even a medium or above talent, how strong would it be? Chu Mo clenched his fists with some anticipation in his heart thinking of this. He suddenly remembered the purple lightning sable corpse on the table again. Let's see if we can continue collecting it. Walking out of the practice room, Chu Mo came to the corpse of the purple lightning ferret and once again stretched out his palm, silently chanting, "Gather." Along with the golden palm appearing again, he fished around the corpse and then brought up a small red bead. Gathering successful. Acquired.